regarding Jewish or not Jewish, there still is a
Still created in the
heaven
image
for
of
both?
God.
Still a heaven for both, or you have to be Jewish to be a good person, or you have to follow Torah to be a good
You have
person,
to follow the Torah in order
or
to be a
can you
good
be a
person.
goy and still be a good person?
100%.
Or
There is Torah. The same Torah is for Jews and non-Jews. The only difference between the two is Jews are obligated to follow 613 laws of the Torah and 7 laws of the rabbis. Total 620 laws, which in reality, maybe 10% of them are actually something that each person can do in their life. Because we don't have a Bet HaMikdash, we're not all Kohanim, we're not all women, we're not all men. So Jews have the higher obligation of mitzvot. Non-Jews have the 7 Noahide laws and all of the ethical laws. So Noahide laws are like such as don't murder, don't worship idols, build yourself a government, don't eat an animal while it's still alive, and so on. Plus all of the ethical laws. Like for example, your parents, you have to honor them. Even though it's not one of the 7 laws of Noach, you still have to do it because it's an ethical law. And so on and so forth. So the same Torah teaches Jews and non-Jews the rules. If a non-Jew follows the rules that apply to him or her as a non-Jew, they have a share in heaven. They have a share in Olam Haba. They're considered not only good, but they're also considered Chazdei Umot HaOlam, the righteous among the world. They have a special treatment in heaven. If a Jew follows the rules, follows the Torah, he's not only called someone that's righteous, but he's a tzaddik. She's a tzaddikah, she goes to heaven. Opposite, they don't follow, Jew or non-Jew, they're considered reshaim, they get punished. There's reward and there's punishment for both. Now, but what about animals? If you notice, on the 4th day, there is a lot of liberals that push the issue of being vegetarian because it's not nice to kill animals. They don't want to eat hamburgers because they don't want to kill the cow, because the cow is a nice cow. She didn't do anything bad to you. They don't want to kill the bird. They don't want to kill the chicken because the chicken has a right to live. The stupidity of people always amazes me. If it was a stock, the price would be infinity. Continue going higher. Now, the reality is that animals were created for the sake of serving man. And one of the proofs that we have in the Torah is that right here, in the Sefer Bereshit, I'll show you in a second where's the pasuk. So when it says that the Hashem created the animals, the ofot, the birds, the cattle, and the dagim, and the fish, if you take the first letter of each one of those words, the ofot, the behemot, and the dagim, it spells the word eved, meaning these animals are here to serve you, serve men. So the point of animals is to be used by mankind in order to serve Hashem. So the animals, you can eat them if they're kosher, not eat them if they're not kosher. Not eating a non-kosher animal is also serving Hashem. If you see shrimp that looks delicious to you, even though it's a cockroach of the sea, but for some reason it looks delicious to you, not eating it is also a mitzvah. You're not sinning. If you're not sinning, it's a big thing. If you see that there's pepperoni pizza and you're starving, and you know that as a Jew you're not allowed to eat pepperoni pizza, milk and meat, you don't eat it, it's a mitzvah. So point being is that it's not just about eating, it's also about not eating. It's not just about doing mitzvot, it's also about not sinning. So the animals have a purpose in the world as far as they're used. They're used for clothing, they're used for work, they're used to eat, they're used for different purposes. People that are liberal and say that you're not allowed to kill animals are simply violating the Torah by pretending to be more merciful than God. Because God said, slaughter the animal and eat it. Use it for work. You're saying, no, don't kill the animal. So you're trying to, because don't kill it because it's not nice. It's not merciful. But God said, kill it. You're saying, don't kill it. God said, kill it in a merciful way. You're saying don't kill it. So what are you trying to say? You're trying to say that you have more mercy than God. What does that mean? You're a heretic. You think that you have more mercy than God. Because God said kill it and eat it and use it in a kosher way. You're saying don't kill it. That means that you're a heretic because you think you have more mercy than God. So all of these people that call themselves religious but at the same time say that they're vegetarian because, not because they don't like the taste, but rather because they don't think it's right to kill animals, they're 100% kufrin. If you don't like the taste of meat or chicken or whatever it is, that's your problem. Even though the Gemara says that in order to be really happy, you have to have meat and wine, that's a different story. You don't like the taste? Fine. You don't like the taste. But if you're not eating animals that are kosher because you think it's mean, you have a serious problem with Hashem. So, all of these different things, I mean, as far as the mitzvot, we have it for the Jews, for the non-Jews. A non-Jew's obligation is to serve Hashem by following the mitzvot, but also by helping Jews become religious and closer to Hashem. And also non-Jews become religious and closer to Hashem. And abandon all of the false teachings of Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, and all of the other false places. A Jew's obligation is to serve Hashem and also help Jews become religious as well as help non-Jews see the truth, be a light to the nations. If you see a non-Jew that's interested in serving Hashem, in doing the right thing, but he doesn't know what to do, point him in the right direction. You're allowed to share all of our lectures with non-Jews. Most of our lectures are general lectures that apply to everyone. Baruch Hashem, we have many, many students and supporters that are non-Jewish. And many of them are righteous non-Jews. They're going to stay non-Jews. And some of them convert to Judaism. Some of them convert. We help them convert. Some of them don't convert. They can't for whatever reason or another. Either marriage or lifestyle or whatever it is. But they're still righteous. So there's nothing wrong with being a righteous Gentile. Alvai. Sometimes, I think to myself, Alvai that Hashem would judge the wicked Jews as righteous Gentiles. But unfortunately, it's not going to work. A righteous Gentile is in much better shape than a wicked Jew could ever be. So that's why I say that anyone that converts for the wrong reason is the stupidest person alive. Because you could have actually easily been a righteous Gentile and got to Olam Haba. Now you're a wicked Jew. Now you get to Gehinnom instead. For what? To impress some people? To have a chuppah, feed a bunch of strangers? People spend so much money on these weddings to feed a bunch of strangers and show off how much money they have, but don't even have money to buy a house. One person told me, listen, my wife spent all the money. We can't buy a house. I said, well, what'd she spend it on? He said, she bought a $60,000 bag. I said, excuse me? A bag, what, for to put an airplane in it? He goes, no, a handbag. I said, for $60,000? He said, yeah. I said, are you a millionaire? He goes, no, that was our life savings. I said, and you're still married? He goes, yeah, what could I do? Throw her in the streets. A woman like this, Rashait. She took the family's savings and spent it on a handbag? There's people like this exist. Why? She wants to show off to her friends that she has this bag for $60,000. They don't have a house. They're living on rent. But she has a $60,000 bag. That's how sick people are. People are sick. Why? Because she thought that if she buys this bag, it's going to make her happy.